Tarangire National Park in northern Tanzania is a place of endless golden grasslands. There, giraffes leisurely stroll and nibble on the leaves of towering baobab trees. On a hot afternoon, a giraffe dared to try to climb over an old barbed wire fence. It was looking for fresh food on the other side of the dry grassland. However, the sharp barbed wire wrapped tightly around its long legs and neck, trapping it. The giraffe's groans echoed in the quiet space, mixed with the dry wind. The more it struggled, the more the barbed wire cut into its flesh, oozing bright red blood. The pain and panic gradually exhausted it. The two giraffes accompanying it suddenly realized that their friend was in trouble. They approached, bowed their heads, sniffed, and nervously rubbed their skin against each other. Although they wanted to free their friend, they could do nothing but stand still and wait. The sunset gradually dyed the sky of Tarangire a sad orange. The trapped giraffe had to endure the night without a drop of water. The wounds on its body were getting more and more painful, making it tremble. Its eyes were tired but still had a faint hope. The two remaining giraffes persistently comforted it by hovering beside it. Their bond was shown through gentle snout touches. All night long, the sound of heavy breathing and the continuous clashing of barbed wire echoed. When dawn broke, the warm sunlight shone down on the barren grassland. A farmer named Angus drove his old pickup truck through that area. He was suddenly stunned when he discovered the giraffe collapsed against the barbed wire fence. Two other giraffes stood nearby, looking at him with tense eyes. Angus decided to stop the car without hesitation. He knew that if he did not act, the giraffe could exhaust itself and die. Angus opened the trunk and took out a large pair of wire cutters. He approached the trapped deer cautiously, trying not to frighten it. The deer let out a weak whimper, its eyes looking at him with despair. Angus whispered a few words as if to reassure the large creature. He examined the wound and saw that the barbed wire had penetrated deep into the thin skin. Dark brown, dried blood streaked around the deer's legs and neck. The other two deer stood not far away, still watching every move. Angus began to cut the first wire, paying close attention to every detail. The deer was startled but soon realized that he had no ill intentions. Each piece of wire fell to the ground, gradually releasing the pressure on the deer's body. Angus was sweating profusely, struggling with both the heat and the extreme tension. Time slowed down, each passing minute bringing hope to the deer. Finally, after about 30 minutes, the last pieces of barbed wire were removed. The deer was panting, trying to stand up on its numb legs. It staggered a few steps, its back still arched in pain. The other two deer immediately approached, rubbing their necks against their friend as if in greeting. They made a clacking sound, expressing joy and relief. The newly freed deer raised its head, looked at the sun, and took a deep breath of freedom. The pain was still there, but at least it was no longer imprisoned in a wire fence. Angus stepped back to give the three deer some space. He watched silently, praying that the deer would recover soon. The two deer friends gently touched the wound with their snouts, as if to check the condition. The deer rubbed their necks in response, clearly feeling the deep brotherhood. The sight of three long necks intertwined under the Tarangire sky was magical. Angus bent down to pick up the pieces of barbed wire scattered on the ground. He wanted to make sure there was nothing left that could endanger the herd of deer. Then he looked up and slowly approached once more. The giraffe that had just escaped turned its head slightly, as if to express its gratitude. The other two blinked, showing their gentleness towards the brave farmer. Angus patted the air lightly, then took a few steps back. He smiled and waved to the three deer, his voice full of affection. The three giraffes turned their heads to look at him, their eyes sparkling as if they didn't want to leave. Only after Angus stepped into the car did they slowly disperse. They headed towards another grassy area, where there was water and larger shade trees. Angus sat in the driver's seat, feeling his heart filled with joy. Although tired, he knew he had done something meaningful for nature. The engine roared again, taking Angus away from the spectacular scenery. The three giraffes had reunited, and he returned to his daily work. On the way, he thought about the barbed wire and this precious wild creature. Angus silently told himself that he would warn the authorities about the unsafe condition of the fence. He believed that every precaution could prevent a similar accident. As his figure disappeared, the early morning rays of sunlight began to shine brighter on the grassland. In the mind of the three deer, Farmer Angus would probably become a special memory. Each step they took continued to leave their mark on the vast land, marking the path for a new day. The wounds on the deer's skin would need time to heal. But the moment of liberation by Angus's hand will be forever etched in memory. A few weeks later, people saw a herd of giraffes passing by. The giraffe with a slight scar on its neck glanced back at the old fence, as if reminding them of the lesson. It took a deep breath and strode, catching up with its two friends who were leisurely nibbling on leaves. As for Angus, he always told the story to his family, hoping they would love animals more. Some people said his work was admirable, but he just smiled modestly. "I did what everyone should do," he often said. For him, living in harmony with nature was a priceless happiness. The rainy season came and the Tarangire grasslands were once again covered in lush green, bringing abundant hope. The three giraffes still roamed together throughout the area, sharing food and water. And long after, when someone mentioned it, people still told the story of Angus and the humane rescue in the heart of Tarangire. Dear friend, thank you for taking the time to follow the story. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to support us.